Hello, welcome to my video. Today I'm going to discuss with you a theory that I have recently came up with. Nothing big, and just remember, I'm young and I'm finding theories because I want to be a part of, history in a way when I grow up, teaching it, finding new theories, and basically finding things that will tell other people. Like a story that was based on true story that no one knew about beforehand. By finding new artifacts and whatever I can do. By this theory, I think in the beginning you could see some suspicious dude walking in. Running in. And it was called the double trouble theory. That is because I'm going to be discussing the Jack the Ripper. The Jack the Ripper theories with you because I have my own and it's really cheesy, but I'm going to go through it with you. So, I did have a discussion with AI before the video on ChatGPT. So I did actually speak to them. I will add the pictures throughout the video. But yeah, so my theory was basically that Jack the Ripper, it started off really stupid with the fact that he might have been a part of the KKK. I know it sounds crazy because one, it was a US-based cult, and second of all, it was 1865 and they had nothing to do with the UK by 1888 by the time of the murders. But I'm going to discuss that bit with you. So, first of all, I thought, oh right, so the KKK club was 1865, and I know it's a long distance away, but I thought maybe they were sending people out in different countries. I know it sounds awful, but sending people out to different countries to go and, essentially, to go and explore and stop what they think was bad, like prostitution, which was a way of women to get their money to feed their children. And these people were married and they did have kids. And that was probably the worst thing. That's probably why they didn't like prostitution as a Christian club, because they're selling themselves to other people. That, bear in mind, in these dark alleys of London, Whitechapel, anything could happen to them because no one's there. They're out there going to, get intimate. They're going to do all that stuff, the freaky stuff. Meanwhile, these murders are going on. So, there are 5 known victims of Jack the Ripper that we know of, and after them 5, they mysteriously stopped. We don't know whether he died. We don't know what happened to him. We don't know if he got hanged, but there was no record of it whatsoever. So, if that was the case, I'm going to pause the video just for a couple seconds whilst I look so I'm not missing anything out, so you all don't think I'm a buffoon. Go and hello again. So, I have finally backed myself up now. So, by this point, AI thinks I'm a complete maniac, a weird 13-year-old with absolutely no idea what he's talking about, which is probably more than likely correct, because I was just trying to find out this one theory, whether it could be right, but it then led me on to another theory. So I ended up summarising it all with AI in the end, asking this AI on ChatGPT, so what on earth, so what do you think was true of my theory? And he was basically saying, scrap the KKK theory and the other theory you had, which I will express now. So, we have no idea of Jack the Ripper's origins. except he could have been assisted, which was part of my theory. So whilst he is in the thick smog because of the Industrial Revolution, which was also really hard to see in Whitechapel. So smog is like fog, but it's really thick because of all the smoke being pumped out of the chimneys. But there was Jack the Ripper with his tools. So part of my old theory of him being in the KKK was like he would have that the KKK's accepted surgeons, so that could be a possibility that he was a surgeon, but there was also no evidence of that also being the case, except with the thick smog, that really high intelligence to purposely misplace organs within 15 minutes is absolutely crazy, because even most surgeons today in this century can't even do that, and we have the best of training within 2025. I think you'll find most surgeons are very talented, but the fact that this one man supposedly was able to do that within 15 minutes, which most surgeons probably can't do, without any assistance, without a lantern, because obviously his hands were full, with the tools and trying to open one hand would have to peel the skin back, the other hand will obviously be doing all of the cutting and, all the gruesome stuff. So that's why I think, like, there was a man assisting him, like, they both had, like, some sort of sharp tool digging in, like, because one of them also had the lamp, and I just think it's really hard to do on your own. That's why I think that's when I combined both theories, and I probably shouldn't have done, because this might ruin the whole thing now, but they may have sent 2 different people from the KKK cult to come over to the UK, try and stop what they thought was bad, fix what they thought was wrong, and by killing them, ending their life, because they did hate prostitutes, the KKK, apparently, because it was against Christianity, and it was a Christian club. Well, apparently, we don't really know too much, but they just want to, like, end all this what they thought, was ridiculous prostitution and stuff. So they've gone over, ended these lives of the prostitute women, and they were still part of the KKK, which is where I'm combining both the theories, and I shouldn't do, because I think I should just scrap the KKK theory and keep the double one, because it feels like if I had a theory, and AI even said, like, if there's any theory, that's better than most theories there are that have been came up with in this century, because not lots of people had information, but that's a really good join up and link. And I reckon that, like, also history teachers do help out a lot from high school, because that's basically where I got all my knowledge from. Obviously the odd YouTube videos now and then, but mainly history teachers. And, like, if you put it all together, I mean, there is chance of it being true, but it's definitely not. I don't think it's likely that he was a part of the KKK, but I think the fact he might have been assisted may have been a decent theory. It probably already exists in that theory that he went on his own, because, I mean, if it isn't, then what is wrong with these people? It's obvious that he might have been assisted, but yeah, there's no DNA or anything. So yeah, I think no one will know which theory is correct unless we find some DNA. But for now, yeah. Stay looking for theories, and goodbye.